Yo, how you doing, ladies and gentlemen? Today I'll be doing my very own tier list of all the enemies from God of War. As you can see, I got a tier list over here with all the enemies I remember from God of War. And basically, I'm just gonna be ranking all of them from D tier, which is the easiest ones, all the way to S tier, which is the most difficult enemies. So, without further ado, let's begin. Alright, so first off we got the Draugr, which is like the most basic enemy in God of War. He only does like one move, he's very slow, and don't need to say more. I think we all know that this is going to D tier. Next up we got the Draugr again, but the projectile this time. The projectiles are the ones that throw fire at you. I'm gonna immediately go ahead and put this on B tier, because if you're surrounded by enemies and you got those guys just shooting fire at you, those are going to be very distracting. You will find yourself in that situation. You have to kill those guys first, because they will distract you from the main fight. Next up we have the heavy Draugr, which unlike the normal Draugr has more health and does way more damage. But I gotta say, once you fully understand them, they don't really look that intimidating anymore. So I'm not gonna put it in D tier, I'm gonna put him on C tier. Next up we have the Revenant. Oh boy, she was such a troublemaker. Immediately I'm gonna put her in A tier, immediately, because you put one Revenant in like with a bunch of more enemies around her, that's gonna make your life difficult, so that's why I put her in A tier. Next up, the Hel-Walkers. These are the basic Hel-Walkers, so unlike the basic Draugrs, they throw more attacks, and some of them you can't really damage with your axe. So it's either you kill them only with fists, or you wait until you get the Blaze of Chaos. But even with all of that, they are not that much of a problem, so I'm gonna put them not in D tier. Actually, nah, let's put them on C tier. Now we got another Hel-Walker, but this one throws like an ice javelin at you. Now these ones are gonna make things even more complicated than the fire projectile. I'm gonna put this guy in B tier, even though this guy shoots faster than him, but B tier, I think it's fair for them. Oh, the trolls. When am I gonna rank this one? It really depends where I put this guy. Like if he's alone, like if you only fight a troll alone, it's not gonna be that much of a problem. But if you fight this guy with enemies around him, that's definitely worth an A tier. You know what? Sure, let's put this guy in A tier. Why not? We got the Reavers. These guys are known for having faster combos than both the Hel-Walkers and the Draugrs. And they can also heal themselves. And most of the time when you kill them, they explode on you, which makes them a little bit more deadly than the other basic enemies. But even with all of that, I'm gonna put this guy on C tier, because at the end of the day, it's very basic. These are the projectile Reavers, which throws like some sort of poison stuff at you. And actually those guys have insane aim. Yeah, let's put them on B tier. Yeah, they deserve it. Now we got this guy. I forgot the name of this enemy, but he is very similar to the heavy Draugr, but with some different moves. You know, I'll put them in C tier because they are very similar to the heavy Draugr, as I said. Next up, we have the Nightmares. Oh, those guys are just annoying. Annoying! I'll put them in B tier because at the end of the day, they are just projectiles again, so it looks like B tier is just gonna be the projectiles. Ah, these guys, oh shit, immediately put them in A tier, immediately. Now the reason I put these guys on A tier, because in God of War difficulty, if you just get close to them, they will do some sort of an explosion attack on you, because the right and most safest way to fight them is either just throwing the axe at them from far away, or just, if you have the blades, just throw it at them and make the explosion attack. Next up, the Ogre, one of my favorite enemies from God of War. Mainly because it was so fun to just get him stunned and then using him as a weapon to kill all the other enemies. But that kind of made him not that intimidating at all once I figured out that strategy. That's why I'm gonna put this guy in... Oh no, that's disrespectful. I'm gonna put him in C tier, yeah. There we go. Oh, now we got the Dark Elves. Yo, these guys were the biggest joke in the game. I thought they were really difficult until I realized all they do is just run away from the fight. They are not that much of a problem, guys. I'm gonna put the Dark Elves on C tier because trust me, once you understand how you fight them, they just become so easy. But then we had the boss battle of the Dark Elves in Elfheim. There's no way I'm gonna be able to pronounce his name. To be honest, ignoring the fact that he kept running away, He brought a fight to the game. He brought a fight, so I'm gonna put him in B tier. Ah, there we go. The Travelers, one of my favorite enemies to fight. I'm gonna place the Travelers. You know what? I'm gonna show them some respect and put them on A tier. I really enjoyed fighting the Travelers, honestly. Now we got these guys, the Legions, I think it was. Immediately, I'm just gonna put them on D tier because they are extremely easy to kill. Now we have the Wolves. You know what? By the way, these drawings are from the actual game. Atreus drew them in his book, so don't get confused like I drew them or something. Anyway, the Wolves. I gotta be honest with y'all, to this day I still have some issues fighting these Wolves because their jumping attack thing gets me sometimes really confused of where exactly I'm supposed to dodge it or like parry it. To this day I'm still having issues with that, so I'm gonna give them some respect and put them on B tier. Speaking of wolves, next up we have the Wulvers. Now these guys are fucking dirty. Hey yo, I'm thinking about putting them here, but nah, I'll put them on A tier because if you ask me, I find them more difficult to fight than the Travelers. That's how I see it at least. Okay, now we have the Dragon boss battle. Now, I'm gonna shock you all and put him here on B tier. I've seen people saying that he is, even on God of War difficulty, he is very difficult, but I don't think like that at all. In my opinion, even on God of War difficulty, he is really not that bad, honestly. Oh, next up we have Magni and Modi. I gotta be honest with you, I might just put them here. Magni and Modi, I'll tell you why. The boss battle with Magni and Modi, they brought something new to the table. That's why I liked it so much. And come on, let's be honest here, especially on God of War difficulty, they are very difficult to kill. And now we have Balder. You guys. I absolutely enjoyed fighting Balder each time, especially the first fight. The first fight was just complete chaos. Obviously, he goes to S tier, obviously. Okay, there we go. That was all the main story enemies. And now we have all the Valkyries in the same order which I fought them the first time. Starting with Gunnar. Gunnar was the first Valkyrie that I fought, and to be fair, the most basic one out of them all. In my opinion, she was the easiest one, so I'm gonna put her on B tier. Yeah. The second Valkyrie fight I had was with this one. I have no idea how to pronounce her name, but she was the first one to introduce the blind attack, which she flies up and then blinds you, which took me a long time to figure out how to avoid it. I even seen some comments telling me, you need to turn around, you need to look away when she's doing that, but for some reason, it didn't sound normal to me. Like, why would I turn around? That's just gonna hit me anyway. Nah, I'm gonna put her on the same tier as Gunnar. She wasn't that bad. Next up, we have Ear. I remember her. She was the one that had a lot of health, and she also used some new moves, which was the blocking, the one-shot attack from above, and the spitting attack thing. I don't know how it's called, but she was a little bit more challenging than the other Valkyries, so I'm gonna put her on A tier. Next up, this one is Kara. Oh, this one. This Valkyrie fight was a straight up stinker because her special attack was to spawn enemies around her. But you know what? Sure, I'll put her on A tier. She was difficult. Next Valkyrie fight was with her. Her name is Olrun. I think, the Alfheim Valkyrie. She was very difficult. Very difficult. Like, I managed to kill her with complete luck. So I'm gonna put her here in S tier. Next up was the Valkyrie from Helheim, Rota. She was the one that did the same move a couple times. I'm pretty sure she was the one that introduced a new move, which was where she flies towards you, captures you, and just slams you on the ground. And also the move that she just flies up and stomps on you when she comes back down. The first time, that was just hilarious. I'm gonna put her here on S tier as well, yeah. Next up was Gondul. Oh, I remember her. She was the Muspelheim Valkyrie. But, if I have to be honest, in my opinion, I'm gonna place her on A tier. She wasn't that bad. Even though she had her own move, which was like the fire from above, was it? Still, she wasn't that bad. This Valkyrie is, I forgot her name. This one is from Niflheim. I'm just gonna put her here on B tier because the only like difficult part about the fight with her was you were on borrowed time while fighting her because the Niflheim mist thing. But other than that, she was not difficult at all. And of course, last but not least, the Valkyrie Queen Sigrun. If there was an S tier plus, I would put her there, but S tier is the right place for her. I still remember the first time I fought the Valkyrie Queen and then I saw her health bar. I was I was just in shock, I was in disbelief. And then just to figure out that she uses every single other Valkyrie attack that I fought so far was just unbelievable. And of course, doing all of that and fighting her on God of War difficulty just made everything even more difficult. And would you look at that, there is my tier list of all the enemies from God of War. I think I'm kind of happy with this tier list. I did a pretty good job. Now the funny thing about this website, I think I can share this tier list with you guys, like maybe in the description or something, and you guys can just do your own tier list with the same options here. And if you want to share your results of your tier list with me, then just share that with me on Twitter. Anyway, you lot, I'm done. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this type of video and you want me to do more tier lists of other stuff, I don't know what, then just leave a like on this video. Make sure to tell me in the comments below what you think about my tier list, if you think I'm right with my decisions, or you think I'm wrong, and you hate me. That's fine, I guess. Anyway, I love you guys, and I'ma see y'all in the next one. Peace!